What's cracking, everybody? Sarah Felrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. And in today's video, we're going to be covering the Test Your Metal event. Now this, steel yourselves, everybody, because this is going to be a short and sweet video, but some cool stuff coming to the game, not going to lie. So already in the image here, we can see that we're getting Mega Aggron and Togedemaru, I think his name is. Cute little fella. Not too exciting, though. So essentially what we're going to get here is we're going to get Celesteela and Kartana are two of the Ultra Beasts that you already know are in raids. They surprised us out of nowhere a couple days ago. I think it was on Tuesday. What was it? Where they just started randomly appearing in raids. Everybody was complaining about how there's no communication. It's like, well, if you guys have noticed, and this is my hot take, you can find this hot take on Twitter and all the other weird stuff that I post. Follow me on Twitter. I think that's the first time I've ever actually plugged my Twitter. That the Ultra Beasts are coming literally out of nowhere. They're supposed to be a surprise. We're supposed to be hearing about them on Twitter from the sightings videos that they're making, which are really cool. I mean, kudos to Niantic. They actually are doing a really cool concept with these videos. So keep it up, guys. As long as we're not missing any crucial event information and that happens before the news comes out, we're good. As long as we can see the news before anything crazy happens or anything important happens, I'm fine with it. If you're going to put a couple Ultra Beasts in raids, that's whatever. It's fine. So, speaking of these Ultra Beasts, we're going to have Celesteela. Now, Celesteela is a Steel Flying type, just like Skarmory. And you can't get it in Great League, but you can get it in Ultra League, and you can get it in Master League. It has a horrible moveset, which, I mean, we can talk about. But honestly, I'm not going to spend too much time on these Ultra Beasts, because they are just... Right now the movesets are bad, or the stats are bad, so we're just gonna leave it there. But essentially, Celesteela has like Air Slash, just like Skarmory, and it also has Body Slam, which is good. But from there, it has Heavy Slam, Iron Head, and Bulldoze. Like those are bad moves. So anyway, so that's going to be from the 13th until the 27th. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have Celesteela and Kartana in raids. Celesteela is in the, I believe, Celesteela is in the southern hemisphere. Kartana is in the northern hemisphere. Most people live in the northern hemisphere, so if you're lucky enough to know somebody in the southern hemisphere to get Celesteela, Celesteela is actually somewhat interesting for PvP. Kartana is going to be for raids for the most part. And also, go to the blog page and check out these videos. I'm not going to spend time watching them here, but they're really cool. Just go check them out because I think they're really freaking neat. And we get Mega Aggron for this event. So if you've got your Hundo or your Shiny, you can finally Mega Evolve an Aggron for a Rock Steel type Mega. Togedemaru is debuting in this event as well. It's a Steel Electric type. We'll talk about it. You get increased XL candy for the nice, great, and excellent throws, and you also get increased candy. So this is a recurring event bonus, and I'm really digging it. Unfortunately, there's not really a whole lot here to take advantage of it. So, great bonus, terrible event to use it in. Unfortunate, but you know, you can see the wild encounters. We've got Magnemite, Pineco, Nosepass, Aron, Beldum, Bronzor, Drillbur, Ferroseed, Togedemaru, and if you're lucky, you'll find Prinplup and Galarian Stunfisk. Now, some of these are worth your XL candy. I can, off the top of my head, I know Pineco, Forretress, that's the name. Forretress in the Ultra League needs to be XL'd to 50. You also have Bronzor, which a Bronzong in Ultra League needs to be XL'd. Ferroseed needs to be XL'd if you're going to take one to Ultra League. Togedemaru, if you want to put one in Ultra League, needs to be XL'd. And Galarian Stunfisk is the most obvious one here. Need to be XL'd in the Ultra League as well as a Hundo, so... raid pool is not too exciting. We have Scyther, Beldum, Shieldon, Clink, and Togedemaru. In 3-star raids, we have Magneton, Skarmory, Mawile, and Lairon. And in 5-star raids, we have our 2 Ultra Beasts, and we've got in Mega Raids, Aggron. The only thing I'm really going after here, if at all, which I'm not going to spend my raid passes on these, but if I am going to, it's probably Skarmory or at least Celesteela. I'd get a Kartana or 2 just to have them, but not really. The egg pool here is actually not terrible. We're getting some... Alolan and Galarian Pokemon and Riolu. So I like that they have Riolu in here. I know my boy Trainer Rem's going to love that because he's a Riolu fanatic. Alolan Sandshrew is going to be good for those XLs. Galarian Meowth is... I mean, Berserker's pretty okay in PvP, especially in limited formats. Galarian Stunfisk is going to be a big one to get those XLs and try and hatch that Hundo. Field Research Tasks is pretty much all the wild stuff. And, I mean, it's there's nothing here that I'm really excited to go hunting for in research tasks, I'll put it that way. And you can also get Steelix and Scizor Mega Candy, or Mega Energy I should say. And the timed research during the event will allow us to get Aggron Mega Energy and encounters with Togedemaru and Aeron, so giving us some accessibility for this stuff. Let's talk about wild spawns. So, over here in the wild spawns, you've got your list of Pokemon. They're going to be appearing in this event. Well, I sneakily open up PvPoke in my other window while nobody's looking, because you guys don't know what's happening, right? Togedemaru in the Great League it's essentially going to be like Magnezone, right? So it's got the Steel Electric typing, and it needs to be XL to 50 in order to be in the Ultra League. So keep that in mind. Magnemite, been on the videos before. You guys know what it goes. Same with Excadrill. Pharaoh Seed's been here before. Prinplup, I've got the Great League Prinplup, and then the Empoleon for Great League, and then the Ultra League Empoleon. And then G-Fisk is G-Fisk. We all know about G-Fisk, so... Here we have the raid. Celesteela is freaking huge. If you haven't seen it, go watch the video. And a Kartana, if you've tried to catch one, it's like this big. It's like this big. And then I threw Skarmory in here. If you want to raid for a Great League one at a discount, that's the best. 11, 15, 15 is the best one you can get from raids. But Celesteela otherwise is going to be probably the primary raid target. Once again, Kartana, if it gets a better moveset, could be like one of the best grass attackers in the entire raid scenes, so I'm told. Or even if it has, I mean, Razor Leaf I think makes it that way, but anyway, it's a really good raid attacker, so if you're into raids or if you want a good grass raid attacker that's not a Mega Venusaur, that'd probably be the best one to go for, so raid it if you want. It's kind of a cool Pokemon. I like Kartana. It's small. It's made of paper, but it's kind of cool. Anyway, let's take a look at some of these new Pokemon, guys. So let's look at Togedemaru in the Great League. Excuse me. So this is what we call a simulation hero, right? Look at the moveset. Thundershock, Fell Stinger, Wild Charge. This thing has no move pressure outside of Wild Charge. And the stats aren't exactly reflecting a Pokemon that can really stand to make multiple Wild Charges without getting slapped by something for a huge amount of damage. So this thing is really baiting shields with Fell Stinger to get a better Wild Charge hit. I mean, that's essentially it. So I wouldn't be expecting too much out of Togedemaru. The rest of its moveset, you have Spark and Thundershock, and then it also knows Gyro Ball, which I mean is a bad move in general because Gyro Ball takes a lot of energy and does do a ton of damage. So I'm not feeling it for the little dude. Maybe if it gets a better, non nuking self-debuffing move that's not Fell Stinger, it could be better. Like, even Magnezone has Mirror Shot. At least that does something. But anyway, and it's like, if you're gonna have Fell Stinger, you gotta have something that does fast move damage. Not even Spark does that much damage, so you're not really getting much out of that. But let's hop into the Ultra League, because everything else that's new is in the Ultra League and higher. So Togedemaru is ranked abysmally in the Open Ultra League. It loses to just about everything in the meta that isn't like Wall Rain or something that it just resists the moveset, right? So anything that's weak to electric, honestly, it'll beat. Anything that is, weak to steel, it can beat. But the thing is like, once again, all of these simulations are going to be based on the Pokemon hating successfully with a Fell Stinger, which good luck getting that to happen, and then successfully landing the Wild Charge. Not going to happen. So don't bank on Togedemaru. But let's talk about Celesteela real quick. If I could type it. Celesteela is ranked number 202. Home Slice Henry already did a video on it, so go check that out if you haven't already. Everybody who watches, probably who Home Slice is, and if he's not, go check him out. He's an awesome content creator. He's looking to do some amazing things in the near future, and I'm rooting for him. So Celesteela is basically a less bulky Skarmory with a worse moveset. Body Slam is nice, but I mean, it's basically the same thing that Skarmory, except it doesn't really have flying coverage charge moves. So, you expect, there are certain things that you kind of expect a Steel Flying type to beat, but for the most part, if its top 5 wins already kind of fringe on the I almost lose this matchup anyway at a 506, that's like 1 HP in a dream kind of scenarios. Right now, Celesteela is just spice, or good in maybe a limited meta. So like Celestial Cup, it could be interesting if you don't have the XL Skarmory like I don't. But I'm not really gonna harp on this one for too much. And the Kartana is just so abysmally bad because it literally, look at the stats, like the attack stat is so high. This thing will literally, it's literally paper. Like, it's made of paper and it will fold like paper. It can Razor Leaf down a water type real fast, and because it's steel type, it can resist the Cresselia moveset. But I mean, anything with a reasonable moveset in bulk is going to take this thing out no problem. But like, it has interesting moves, right? Air Slash and Razor Leaf, and it gets Leaf Blade, Night Slash, X Scissor. Like, those are okay moves. If it was going to get a better fast move, it could be like a really interesting glass cannon. So in the Master League, though, I think that it fits in a spot that nothing else can, in that it can run Razor Leaf. I don't think there's any other thing in the Master League that really runs a Razor Leaf, so awesome. And then Celesteela in the Master League, I mean, it's got such a bad moveset that it really doesn't get very good wins. Like, if you can't beat Dialga, Mewtwo, Zacian, at that point you might as well just not even bother playing in the Master League, because those are like the top 3 things that you're going to see in the Master League. So, guys, that's going to do it for the Steel, Metal, whatever other words, test your metal event. So, thanks for checking out the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. And she's awake. Bye-bye.